What's up, my people? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in for another video. So today we are going to be covering Blue Girls Club season 5 episode 2. And the title of the episode is House Party. So go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Please leave a comment in the comment box below, because I would love to know what your thoughts are, what your take is from this episode. As mentioned in the previous video, I will be putting all fights that are happening like throughout the episodes on my Instagram. However, I did give a little misinformation because I put like an apostrophe and spelled my Instagram name wrong. So if you stay tuned for the end of this video, you will see where you can catch the fights and stuff like that. This episode in particular, I don't think had any fights. Yeah, it didn't have any fights this episode. Pretty chill episode. I don't know. You can kind of take it how you want to. Some would say it's lame, considering the fact that, like I said, it didn't have many episodes. If you would like to check out the full episodes, you can head over to Blueface's channel at Blue Girls Club. You'll see a pink icon, and that's how you'll know. And it says Blue Girls Club, and you can see the full episodes while they are being uploaded. That way, it makes more sense when you're tuning into my reaction to understand. Now, under the Fair Use Act, I will be adding some clips and some pictures. However, I know that I did receive a copyright strike from Zeus Network due to the fact that I did some commentary, like a reaction video to Krishan and Blueface's Crazy in Love. So therefore, I'm, taking my channel very seriously. I don't want to lose it. I'm on strike 1, and I have, I think, about 61 days left before the first strike expires. However, I just don't want to run into any issues. So in order to avoid that, you can catch all of the fights and anything like that over at Instagram, because one of YouTube's guidelines is that you can't really have fights on your channel. Therefore, you can check it there. I will be including like 10-second clips here and there throughout the videos when there are fights, because I mean, it makes the video more juicy, let's be honest. Yeah, if you would like to donate, eventually I will have a Patreon. And towards the end of the video, we'll talk about some of the things that I have coming up for this channel, and then a new channel that I will be starting. So thank you so much for subscribing if you are a loyal subscriber, and stay tuned for the video. So we are going to do a rundown of episode 2. And so basically one of the first things that happens in episode 2 is that they are pretty much cleaning the house, making food, smoking, you know what I'm saying? And then I kind of want to get into different, because she was the one that she's like super different. And so she mentions that she's allegedly Dr. Dre's niece, and I would say she's very different. You can tell that she's not all there, and like something is really off about her. And so that's something that I really want us to keep in mind, because as we get deeper into the next episode, you're gonna kind of see what I'm saying by that. And so we then will kind of get to know the characters or the cast better this episode as well, and like what they do, where they come from. So yeah, so then pretty much everybody's pretty much chilling. They're filling each other out. You could tell that like nothing is really happening when Blueface is not in the house. When he's not there, they seem to be very calm, cool, collected. I don't really think any fights happen when he's not there so far in the 2 episodes that I did see. And the rooms kind of seem to be sticking together for the most part, like, and that's as to be expected. You're gonna kind of rock more with the people that you room with, because of the fact that like you're gonna get to know them more, you're gonna get to know them on a more intimate level. Like, you guys have more time that you're spending together, getting to know one another. So I honestly think that you could tell like rooms are kind of sticking together. And so this episode was nothing really spectacular. Island Girl and Loca go to smoke like a blunt together on top of Blueface's little outside area, which seemed like very chill. Yeah, so it was chill. Now, some of my takes on the girls, I feel like Blueface should have named Money too much, because she be doing absolutely too fucking much. And that's the part that kind of made me not really care for her. I feel like in the first episode, we got to see that, like, yeah, okay, she is going to express herself. She's going to deal with situations that she feels like are issues for her, yada, yada, yada. But at the same time, she's extremely hyper in this particular episode. So I didn't care for that. basically, it's pretty lame until Blueface gets there. Once he pulls up, you see that everybody's going to get named, and I'll kind of go more in depth on where their names came from. And I'm also going to play a clip from Blueface on some of the things that he was mentioning, before giving them their names. So I'm going to insert that now.
To take full advantage of this opportunity. I'm not sure why any of you guys are here. Only you know that. So I want you to promote that. If you do hair, promote that. These cameras are here for you guys to promote yourself. If you dance, promote that. If you rap, promote that. We're gonna put it in all the episodes. Just as well as that, there is a flip side to it, to where if you embarrass yourself, that's kind of your fault. We're gonna put it in the episode. We're not gonna take anything out. We're not gonna scratch anything because you don't like how you look or how you're acting. So we're all over 21, hopefully. So so hold yourself accountable to that. So if you're looking crazy on the episode, please don't blame me, please don't blame them. It's your fault. I just need you to understand that. That's first things first. So if you don't like what you see from yourself, don't blame anybody, it's your fault. That's the first rule. The cameras are recording at all times, so whatever you're doing at all times, that's on you. Number two, the staff. Please don't make friends with the staff. Please don't fuck the staff. Please don't.
Emphasize it.
I mean, like I said, we're 21, so I can't control nobody's pussy or dick. All I can do is advise you. I advise you not to fuck the staff.
It's common sense.
Yeah. I advise you not to fuck the staff. I advise y'all not to talk while I'm talking.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I know I did run in my mouth.
No, you already said it.
All right, listen. Y'all listen.
You don't know?
Okay. I advise y'all not to fuck the staff. I advise y'all not to even make friends. Don't lay in the bed together. Don't cuddle. Don't.
So basically, as you can see, Blue goes over the house rules, and Blue explains to them like pretty much why he's doing the show. And he basically says that he's charismatic, he's not just a hoe, and he's doing it for them because, they're doing everything wrong. This is what Blue says. So he's like, I'm a lowlife, and they are as well. And so his definition of a low life was basically men that like the men that they date, who they choose to date, the crowds that they're around, and who they surround themselves with. They're pretty much seen as outcasts. And, another thing he mentioned, which makes them a low life, is like what they do for a living. And so I would say pretty much I agreed with Blueface because he's not a dummy. I think one thing people forget about him is he's actually very smart and very strategic. And so one of the things is Blue is very aware of the fact that, like, yes, he is a different type of a person. He is the type of dude that is not necessarily seen in society's eyes as somebody that you want your daughter or your sister with. You know what I'm saying? So he's aware of that. And he also understands that there's nothing wrong with it in his eyes. He's embracing it. He's embracing who he is. You know what I'm saying? He's being genuine to himself. And I can respect that. And I feel like the definition that he gave for what a low life was, I also could understand it and I could identify with it. Because I feel like at some point in life, we all have ways about us that could be seen like that. You know what I'm saying? We can all be seen as an outcast in certain situations and in different crowds or based off others' perceptions of like what other people have said about us. So I could understand and I could resonate with what Blue was saying. And so then he is going to give the girls the names. And so we're going to get into that in this next part. And basically the names that he's giving them, he's going to ask them their ages, like what their name is in outside of the Blue Girls house, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna ask them where they're from, like what they do, what is it that they enjoy, like some of their hobbies and stuff like that, and that's how he's gonna base their names. So we're gonna get into that now. So the first cast member that we're going to talk about is Makeup, and basically back home she goes by Chanel. She's a makeup artist. She likes to work out. She's a dancer. She's from San Diego, California, 27 years old, and she is a Capricorn. Super cool, and like I mentioned in the other episode, I vibed with her. I liked her personality. We have Mimi, and that's her name back home. The name that Blueface gives her is Money. She's from Baltimore, Maryland. She's 25 years old. She's a Leo. She dances and raps. Her rap name is Mimi. And so basically when Blue asks her, like, what does she like to do, she mentions that she's known for getting money. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So next we have Memphis, and she repped Newski. She said, long live Newski. I guess that's her homeboy. He didn't really ask her anything like her age or sign or nothing like that. And of course, based off her name, she's repping her hometown, which is Memphis, Tennessee. So next we have Illis, and he ends up giving her the name Illy, but I guess I've been calling her Illis, so that's what it is. She's a Scorpio. She's from Illinois. She didn't specify which city. Her rap name is Jayla B, and basically she likes to rap and she wants to start acting. He really had a hard time naming her, and I don't know why, but the name that he eventually came to the conclusion that her name was going to be for the show was Illy, so that's her name. Next we have Natural, and she goes by the name of Lana. I guess that she is from Baltimore, but she lives in Houston, Texas. She's 21. She's an Aquarius. She's a dancer. She likes to TikTok. And the name that he ends up giving her is Natural. And honestly, she was pretty basic, and maybe that's why he ended up giving her that name, but it was befitting because I feel like she wore the natural look very well. She's not an ugly girl, but I just didn't really like her personality. And so next we have Rye, which the name that Blueface ends up giving her is different. She's 24 years old. She's from LA, from Van Nuys. She claims to be Dr. Dre's niece, and she's definitely different. So I would definitely put an emphasis on that. Like, she's different. Like, I don't know what's really going on with her, but something is not right. You know, something is awry, based like her name. You know, her name is Rye. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, so that's different. Then we have Island Girl, and I guess she's from Providence, Rhode Island. She's a Libra. He didn't really go into depth about her name. I feel like off bat he came up with the name Island Girl, and it just kind of stuck with her. So that's her name. She's Island Girl. And then we have Jay, which is her name back home. She's 22 years old. The name that Blue ends up giving her is Loca. She's from Ohio. She's a dancer. Her sign is a Virgo. She does hair, and her hair business is called Divine Vision Beauty. So go check her out. We have a girl by the name of Alexis Sade. Blue gives her the name Sadiddy. She's 21. She's a Cancer. She's also a phlebotomist where she's from. Blue says she was very stuck up. That's the vibe that he got from her, that he felt like she was the type of person that you had to speak to first or she wouldn't speak to you. And she said that she's interested in doing YouTube and stuff like that. She actually does have a YouTube. I think it's ALEXIS.CHADE. Go check her out and give her a look. She has some videos on there about kind of stuff that happened in the house and why she's not cool with the other girls anymore. So check that out. And the last girls that we're going to talk about are Cuzzo and Poppin'. And so Cuzzo's, I guess her real name is Kavisa. She's from Washington, D.C. She's 23 years old. She's a Cancer. And so Blue gives her the name 23, a.k.a. Jordan. But then he ends up changing it back to Cuzzo because that's the name that she, I guess, likes. But in a lot of the video clips, you're going to see her identified as 23. So that's who we're seeing right here. And then last but not least, we are going to see Lily, which Blue's going to give her the name Poppin'. She's 23. She's a Taurus from Oakland, California. She identified as a blood, and basically he ended up giving her the name Red Bull and changed her name back to Poppin'. And so she was born somewhere else, but she was raised in California, and that's what she ended up saying when he was trying to get to know her to give her a name. So she's another girl there that's putting on for the West Coast. So yeah, I'm really interested to see how I end up liking her, you know, and what she brings to the show. Thank you so much for another video. If you are interested in seeing some of the fights that are posted, if you couldn't see them last episode, check out my Instagram. It is linked right here. It will be linked in the description as well, and I will try to include the actual link so you can just click on it in the description. Smash that like button, please subscribe, and do not forget to hit that bell so you know when I'm coming out with new videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
16, most with the school, but we so dope. Young and black with no hope, and so I dropped out of school. Listening to homies on the block, but they wasn't dropping no jewels. They misled me, so I copped me a tool. Fucking with me can get you wet. You ain't even gotta hop in the pool.